Hello everyone, today let's solve ugly number 2. Given integer n, return the nth ugly number. It says ugly number is a positive number whose prime factors only include 2, 3, and or 5. Here is some example. If the given number is n is equal to 10, we return 12. So how do we get this 12? It says 1 is typically treated as an ugly number, so you will always know the first ugly number is 1. So let's see how can we get 12. The first one is 1. The second one is 2 because 2, 3, 5, the smallest is 2. So we write 2. The second one is 3. The same idea, because we already used 2 and the 3 is less than 5. But the third one is 4, not 5, because 4 can be get by 2 times 2. So in that case, we will just choose 4 rather than 5. So here is 5 because we haven't used 5, and 5 is the smallest amount. 2 times 3, 3 times 2, 5 times 1. So you may wonder, the first column you understand is these 3 prime factors, but the second column, can you get the idea? What's it? Actually is the pointer, because if we use 2 once, we cannot use 2 again. So that means the next we can get is 2 times 2 or 2 times 3 or 2 times 4. So we need a pointer to indicate how many these items should be multiplied. So that's the use of these 3 pointers. So we just move this forward. Every time we have the 3 pointers, we try 2 times 2 or 3 or 5 and get a minimum. And we also need another pointer to indicate the position in the result, like how many ugly number we have already generated. Here is another question. If this 6 can be get by the 2 times 3 and the 3 times 2, which one should we move forward? The answer is we should move both the 2 and 3 pointers forward. So that means if more than one product can be generated by more than one operation, we should move all pointers forward. So here's an example. This solution comes from how do we get the 12th, this is the 10th, right? The 10th ugly number. We just get the smallest one and try to generate it. So about the sorted numbers and the case number, which solution have you think out of? Is that about heap? Yes, we can use a minimum heap. And every time we just pull something from the heap, pull the minimum from the heap. But the basic idea is the same. We just try to calculate actually the multiplication, multiply 2, 3, 5 to some pointers into the heap and pull something and pull the case one. But if we just iterate it to generate all the ugly numbers, it should be faster because it only have 1,699 numbers. So we just calculate all of the ugly numbers. So that should be enough. But every time you notice the nth item or nth number, you should think of heap. So here's the two things you should know about this question. So now let's write the code. We call it dp, like the nth ugly number. So actually it's 1690. Okay, so the first one is 1. And we also need the 3 pointers. We call it I2 equal to 0. Well, I3 equal to 0, I5 equal to 0. So here the 3 pointers indicate how many 2, 3, 5 we have used. And then for int I equal to 1. Do you know why this 1? Because we already know dp0 equal to 1. So here in the dp array, the pointer should start from 1. I less than 19, I plus plus. So we should get a minimum from these 3 things. We just get the temporary 2 equal to dpi2 times 2. And how about the temporary 3? This should equal to dpi3 times 3. And the temporary 5 equal to dpi5 times 5. And now let's set dpi equal to temporary 2. And if the dp, well, if temporary 3 is less than dpi, then we update the dpi to temporary 3. If temporary 5 less than dpi, we set dpi to temporary 5. Okay, here's the thing. And then we need to move the pointer forward. So if dpi equal to temporary 2, then we move this I2 forward. The same thing. Here is not else because like the 6 can be both the 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. So we should move them together. So it's not else if, it's just if. If dpi equal to temporary 5, I5 move forward. So here we just return dp n minus 1. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.